sincere performance, but open to finding the moment, to finding out where I'm headed now.
I've been a snow skier for a very long time. I started skiing when the equipment was nothing more than wooden skis, metal spring and cable bindings, and lace-up leather boots. And over the years, I've traversed the country skiing in areas from the Allegheny Mountains of West Virginia to the Tahoe Basin in the Sierra Nevada. But having lived most of my life in the Midwest, the majority of my skiing has been done at small resorts, many hours from anything that's tucked into a mountain range. But for me, as anything but a backcountry ripper, I prefer the more gentle style of on-piste skiing, and the joy I get from it is the same whether I'm on a small hill or an expansive mountain. And today, I want to talk to you about what I've discovered to be a real gem in, of all places, Southeast Indiana, about an hour and a half from Louisville, Kentucky, and Indianapolis, Indiana, just outside Cincinnati, Ohio. It's Perfect North Slopes. Formed around 1980 primarily by the Clyde Perfect family, its evolution through the past 40-plus years has been phenomenal, starting back then with just some basic rope tows to what is today an expansive system that includes traditional downhill skiing and snowboarding, as well as terrain parks and even a large section dedicated to snow tubing, all in an area of over 100 acres with night skiing and full snowmaking capabilities. Snowmaking is an absolute requirement because that part of the country receives perhaps 15 inches of natural snow falling on it over a typical winter season. Today, I'd like to give you a first-person tour of Perfect North Slopes in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Now please note that Perfect North is not a sponsor of this video, nor is any other interest, and that gives me the opportunity to share an impression of the ski area from my own personal perspective and no one else's. And with that, let me take you to Perfect North Slopes. It's probably best to start out with some heads up here. Because of Perfect North's proximity to three fairly large metropolitan areas, the crowds can become quite large during peak times on weekends and holidays, making for long lines at the lifts. But long waits during peak times are something that every ski area has to deal with. I've waited for a half an hour or more in lift lines in both small and large ski area. That's just part of the skier's world. On the plus side, however, I found that the skiers and boarders at Perfect North to be friendly and talkative, so you'll be meeting a lot of new and interesting people while you do wait in line. But if you can find time to visit Perfect North at non-peak hours during the weekdays, you can expect to finish a run and be back on the lift in no time at all. Another thing to be aware of is that Perfect North does not sell alcoholic beverages, but if you're of legal age, you're more than welcome to bring your own adult beverages and consume them in the lodge. But please, if you do like an après-ski drink, do so responsibly and respect others, as Perfect North is most decidedly a family-friendly recreation area. Another thing that all Midwest skiers have to accept is ice. With heavy traffic packing down the snow during the day and the effect of warmer daytime temperatures giving way to colder nighttime temps, icy slopes are sometimes a part of Midwest skiing. While Perfect North does a world-class job of snowmaking and grooming, you can expect to deal with ice when conditions are favorable for it and adjust your skiing style for safety during those periods. Now, this is anything but scientific data, but my experience at Perfect North has been that perhaps 1 out of every 4 or 5 visits I've had to deal with some ice on the slopes. As I mentioned earlier, snowmaking is a must for Perfect North, and their snowmaking system is top-notch. Using nearly 250 snowmaking machines and pumping around 120 million gallons of water a year, every slope is fully covered as part of the snowmaking operation. While operations attend to putting as much snow down as possible, they do try to limit snowmaking operations to the nighttime hours when the area is closed. There are times, however, that conditions are highly favorable for snowmaking during the day, so there will be times that they'll be making snow when skiers are on the slopes. So it's a good idea to wear goggles, not only for general eye protection, but especially if you end up skiing a slope where snowmaking operations are being conducted. And with those caveats out of the way, let's take a look at the property. Perfect North has a huge paved parking area clearly marked for entry and exit. There's even a special parking area for those using the tubing lanes. The lodge itself is laid out in 3 distinct areas. The first floor has comfortable and wide sitting areas and a large food service area in the main lodge. There's also an indoor ticketing area, as well as those ticket windows on the outside of the building. There's even a large outdoor sitting area where you can rest and watch others move up and down the slopes. The lower level houses the equipment rental areas for skis and boards along with the ski shop. The upper level has additional sitting areas and the loft, a large well-stocked snow sport shop. In the main lodge, you'll find the food commons featuring a wide variety of items from soups and sandwiches to pizzas, fries, and breadsticks, and even some breakfast items for those arriving in the morning. Similar food items are available in the snow tubing area lounge as well. Overall, I found the food prices fall somewhere between fast food and a family-style restaurant. You're also free to bring your own food along and eat in the various sitting areas throughout the lodge building or outside on the deck. The loft shop is fully stocked with equipment from skis, boots, and bindings to winter clothing and souvenirs. So, if you forgot to bring anything along, you'll probably find it available for sale on site. There's also a ski service area where you can get your own equipment tuned, waxed, and fitted, or if you purchase new gear, to have boots fitted and bindings installed by professionals. Your personal safety is at stake, folks, so it's always a good idea to leave ski tuning and setup to the professionals. And they're right there for you at Perfect North. Perfect North has a large ski school staff on site that caters to everyone from first-timers needing to learn how to get up and down the slopes to the most advanced skiers wanting to perfect their skills. Both group and one-on-one classes with an instructor are available for what I feel is a really fair price. Trust me on this one. You'll learn and develop your skiing skills much more quickly if you take advantage of some formal training. And with that, the fun you'll have on the slopes will come far more quickly as a result. For those of you needing to rent equipment, Perfect North has you covered. The rental area is large and the skis, boards, and boots inventory kept on hand can handle extremely large crowds. And from what I've seen, the rental equipment is of high quality. Now, you'll need to complete rental paperwork before being issued equipment, but the Perfect North staff gets you outfitted and onto the slopes with a high degree of efficiency. Other items are also available for rent as well, including helmets and even ski bibs. Lockers are also available for short-term rent in the equipment rental area, so you can stow small items, but you might want to first consider locking items in your vehicle, as most of the lockers are fairly small. For those of you wanting something other than skiing or snowboarding, Perfect North has a large snow tubing area with close to 25 individual lanes of around 1,200 feet in length. The tubing area is pretty much self-contained with its own ticketing area, restrooms, an indoor lounge area with food service, and even outdoor seating with individual fire pits to warm up around. Magic carpet lifts will take you back to the top of the tubing area to give you a little time to rest and recuperate before your next slide down. For those of you wanting to spend more time on the slopes than just a few times a year, you might consider purchasing one of Perfect North's passes. Perfect North has a wide variety of season passes available, from the Perfect Season Pass that allows direct access to the slopes anytime the area is open, to a once-a-week pass that can be used on any Monday through Thursday, and a variety of options between those two. Please note that pricing for all passes is the lowest during the summer months before each ski season, And as the season comes closer, the prices go up. So you'll find the lowest prices for passes in advance of the fall and winter months. For all but the perfect season pass holders, you'll have to show your pass at the ticket window so a day pass can be generated for you to wear and show the lift operators. For skiers and boarders, there are trails that will both complement and challenge any skiing level, from advanced skills black diamond slopes to the green beginner runs. The longest run is a blue and nearly a mile long that serpentines around the property's perimeter, starting with the Hoyt connection accessible from the white chairlift and merging with the far side, ending at the orange chairlift. Around 40% of the slopes are green for beginners, 40% blue for intermediate, and the remaining 20% are black slopes for advanced skiers. So, whatever your skiing ability, there are slopes that will accommodate and challenge you. And hey, if you're in the Midwest, look outside in any direction and you won't see a mountain. But with a vertical drop of 400 feet, even advanced skiers will find some challenges on the Perfect North runs. But the slopes themselves are, for the most part, fairly short. For those of you needing some adrenaline-pushing experiences, Perfect North also has the Jam Session Beginner and the more advanced Audition terrain parks that feature both jumps and a variety of jibs that can be used by both skiers and boarders. Something to note, however, is that equipment rented on site cannot be used in the terrain parks, so you'll have to provide your own board or skis if you head to those areas. The most visually striking slope at Perfect North is the center stage black diamond in front of the lodge. To its side is Hollywood, the only double black diamond slope that will take you through some trees. Moguls often do form on center stage as the day goes along, so those of you who love the bumps will feel right at home there. Perfect North's 23 different slopes are serviced by 4 individual, triple, or quad chairlifts, leading primarily to the blue and black slopes, and magic carpets, primarily serving the green beginner slopes. The Jam Session Terrain Park is serviced by rope tows. To monitor safety and provide support, Perfect North is a part of the National Ski Patrol system, and with a couple hundred volunteers on the area's patrol roster, you're never far from help should you need it. If you have an interest, you can even apply for membership in the National Ski Patrol through the Perfect North website. You'll follow a prescribed curriculum of training and mentoring oversight as you move through the different stages of training to become a fully qualified member of the volunteer National Ski Patrol organization. For those of you wanting to stretch a day of skiing into a longer visit, please note that there are no overnight accommodations at Perfect North itself, but there are a large number of overnight accommodations, from bed and breakfasts to hotels within just a few minutes drive, and some of those even offer lodging ski packages. Check out the Perfect North website for lodging options and information under the Lodge tab. I found the Perfect North website to be extremely informative and up-to-date with regard to amenities, pricing, and general information. You'll find a daily update as to the conditions and notices on the website under the Slopes tab. They also have links to a few webcams so you can check the conditions out yourself. You can even pay for a daily lift ticket online and pay a bit less than you will if you purchase a pass at the ticket window when you arrive. The facility is open for skiing at 9:30 in the morning and closes at 9:30, except on Fridays and Saturdays when the lifts close at midnight. On Monday through Thursday, snow tubing hours begin at 1 in the afternoon, but on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, tubing begins at 9:30 in the morning as well. It's always a good idea to check the Perfect North website in advance of your heading out, just to check the latest conditions and hours of operation. Group pricing discounts are available for both ski and boarding areas and for tubing. So check out the website for more information about bringing a group to Perfect North. As a final note, it's always a good idea to refresh yourself on the skier's responsibility code. If you think about it, most accidents can be avoided if everyone is knowledgeable of and follows the rules. And with that, we'll call it a close for this overview of Perfect North Slopes. All in all, it's an incredible property that will indeed feed your need for skiing, boarding, and tubing. So, check it out soon.